All right, everyone, let's talk about it. 90 Day Fiance, the spinoff, the call the other way. And of course, 90 Day Fiance is a reality show that follows couples, one person from the US, the other from another country. We watch their true story as they navigate relationship, love, marriage, on top of language barriers, cultural differences, and the whole legal system and everything you have to do in order to get your visa, to get married, to tie the knot. It's 90 Day Fiance. This one's the spinoff is the other way. All right, let's get into these couples. If you guys remember Shekinah and Sarper, they kind of had an issue, an argument where he snatched her phone. Some hair came out as well, some of her extension. And that caused her to go get her own room, separate from him for a while. They ended up coming together to talk and trying to work things out. So now he is trying to redeem himself. And he takes her to a junkyard where he has all his little bottle trophies. And these are bottles that all represent different places and different women that he met, and he kept these, and Shekinah was upset about that. So they were out late night in the dark in this junkyard, and he's got all these bottles and he's just throwing them into pieces of things and just is crashing and crushing everywhere. And he's like, hey, I'm vibing this. Is getting rid of his anger, he said, and his past. If you guys have ever been in those rooms, I forgot what they're called, but they allow you to come in and you just come in. It looks like maybe like a regular office, and they have like recycled items or used items, and you just get to come in there and destroy those things, and it gets out a lot of tension. I think Sarper will be good in that type of arena. Another place, I mean, he could box, he could do some boxing because he's already a fitness guy. I think it could do him some good, but as long as he doesn't get hit in his pretty boy face, of course. I think that's helping her to feel good about the situation. She tries to break some bottles too, but she's too weak, and finally she breaks one. Plus, he has his book of numbers, and I found out he has some type of obsession with numbers and counting. Of all of the, I think it's 2,000 something, I've lost count of the women. 2,000 something women he's been with over the years, he actually takes that book, tears it up, burns it, and they do it together. I guess it's some type of ritualistic thing of letting go of the past. I know you guys have heard of the bonfires where sometimes ladies get together and they take all their stuff that the ex left behind and just burn it, all the love letters, and just burn it, and just to try to release those feelings or whatever. Not into ritualistic things, but this is what they have done. I think I would kind of be into breaking things, though. That's something that I might want to try. I feel like I'm too nice to break things. If I get a chance to get into a room where they say, hey, you can break things, and it might be a little hard at first. I might be like Shekinah where I can't break the bottle, but I think I'll kind of get a hang of it after a while. But she tells him, okay, it was great going through this. I guess they call that word cathartic, even though I'm not fully sure what that means, but it's something that allows them to feel free from the situation, release, get over the past. But she says, hey, I know you said you were going to go to therapy. Don't think this is going to replace therapy. And he's looking kind of funny, but he's like, I could do everything for you, baby, or whatever. And when he said that, she was like, okay. But I was like, you have to really do this for yourself. Don't do it just for her. Sometimes we do things for other people and we're not doing it with our whole heart. We're not going to pull ourselves into it. We are not going to go through the process properly if we don't also want to do it as well. But when they get there, it looks like he's giving it a fair shot. He's taking blame for his issues. He says, I think she kind of says in their culture, Men are seen as weak for going to therapy. I mean, in the US, that's also been said. I think things are better now and changing. But yeah, for men, I think across the board, it's seen as something that they don't want to do. I'll say that for whatever reason. He admits he's a control freak, and he kind of admits some of his faults and issues and his anger issues, and he really wants to make her happy. When she's not happy, he gets angry, and she's like, well, you can make me happy in so many ways without getting angry. It's easy to find ways to make me happy. So I guess they're going to have to continue to work through this, because I really don't see the resolution at this moment, at this time. But they're giving it a try. All right. And I guess it's good for people to see people going through therapy and trying to hash things out. I wonder what his therapy session alone would be like, because he's supposed to do one by himself. So that's going to be something to see. All right, let's go to Joanne and Sean. They've been in a secret marriage for 2 years, and Joanne is finally bringing her two kids from her previous marriage up to meet Sean there in Ireland, as well as his daughter Bella. They all meet up, and her friend Noelle. The kids are getting along and having fun on this episode, playing video games. And I think she kind of sees a glimpse of the future and is happy to see that they're getting along so well. While Sean and her friend go out, and of course he gets a little bit of a grilling. But, as far as his intentions or whatnot, but again, it's something that they've been feeling bad about. He can't really say the truth that they are married. But the next day, they're going to do it. They go to a castle, which sounds like a fun, exciting thing to do. And he shows them around this castle. At the end, they get tea and sandwiches and all of that. Very fancy. And that's when they break the news. First of all, no one can believe it. Her friend is somewhat insulted that she didn't tell her. The daughter, Bella, is very expressive, and she almost seems like she can be from like New York or Jersey or something, but she's the Irish version. And the daughter is pretty young, but she's very opinionated, and she's not vibing the situation as well. The sons don't know what to say. The older son is kind of more vocal and kind of upset about the fact that this was not expressed. So I don't think things turned out the way that they hoped and desired for it to turn out. So we're going to see what goes on next time, but it's not looking pretty. All right, let's go to Statler and Dempsey. Back on the boat, she's still having her anxiety attack from last time. And, Dempsey looks like she gives her a bit of space and goes in and talks to producers. And they're like, can you deal with something like this long term, where someone is going through anxiety, they're rude to you and all that. And Dempsey's kind of like, I don't think so. So then Dempsey goes back outside with Statler. They're again on this boat, a ferry that's going to get them across the pond, because they really have that van on the ferry, because of course they're doing their van trip. So she goes out and checks on her, and she tries to talk to her again. She's like, well, I feel like I'm almost done with this attack. Well, she's like, well, whatever you're going through, you don't have to be rude. I mean, why can't you just tell me what you're going through and not be rude and mean to me? Your anxiety is causing you to be rude. And Statler's like, it's not logical. The anxiety really doesn't make any type of sense, so it's hard for me to express. And, it looks like they may break up in the middle of this whole anxiety attack. Probably won't. This is just done for entertainment purposes. No, I mean, seriously, this show is a reality show, but sometimes I think they kind of hold on or milk certain situations until it can't be milked any longer. But again, I don't think that they are making a great couple right now because of the anxiety issues of Statler. And Dempsey is like being the polar opposite and excited and happy. And Statler is freaked out by everything. It just kind of shows you that these two may not be a good match. Sometimes people are able to navigate that, Maybe one partner has to be stronger than the other, but sometimes you just can't do it. And if you can't do it, then you probably need to move on. Like, sometimes people have enough to deal with on their own versus trying to be a soft place for their partner as well. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't try, you should, but some people don't have it in them, and you can't really force what's not there. So we'll see what happens, and hopefully one day they'll get off this ferry and her anxiety attack will be done. Josh and Lily. Lily pulls out these red sheets and says, "Our wedding night is coming. It's our tradition for our culture." Of course, to remind you, Lily is going to be taking care of Josh in China because she's the breadwinner. She has an amazing business, is doing well, but Josh also can't work in her country because he doesn't have the paperwork or whatnot. Not sure if he can even get the paperwork as far as they're showing and telling us. So Lily, offered to be the person that's the breadwinner, but she always kind of brings it up to him that, yeah, I'm the one bringing all the money in. So at this time, she's got these red sheets. She's like, this is a tradition for our culture to put these red sheets on before the wedding night. It means best wishes, prosperity, happiness, wishing these things for the couple. Then she tries to get a little frisky with her husband. He hasn't been feeling very well. She tells him that she wants his body, and he kind of reacts, but probably not the way that she wants. She wants the passion, and he's not giving her that romantic passion vibe. And she's saying, he may just be saying empty words to appease her. He just doesn't seem like he's very into it. He's saying, I'm still trying to get used to the time change. I'm not feeling well. I've been tired. So that's why, we haven't really had a lot going on. Now, for you not to get confused, they are having another wedding in her countries. They are already married according to U.S. standards, I believe. So they feel that they should have a healthy sex life. Well, definitely Lily does. So she feels unwanted. She doesn't feel sexy. He's just not making her feel anything. And she's like, he's just saying empty words to appease her, but she's not really seeing the passion behind anything. And he's not really saying things passionately. He's like kind of a matter of fact. And there are men that don't really know how to sweet talk you, honestly. They just may know how to wham bam and they're done. They don't have the romantic part down, and maybe you can teach them, maybe you can show them, but they really do also need to be willing. Now, I'm sure he did some things to woo her, otherwise she probably wouldn't be marrying this person in the first place. So whatever he did in the beginning, he needs to go back and try to do that, and maybe that'll work out for them. But she still feels unwanted. Like, she feels like, you don't love me, you don't think I'm attractive, like, what, is something wrong with me? Because he's like, of course not, there's no issue with you, you're beautiful. But the way he said it, I understand how she feels the lack of passion, because I didn't hear it in his voice either. Again, the man is sick and not feeling well, so I'll have to give him a little leeway on that. And he also is being stressed because he does feel like probably a little bit less of a man because she's making all the money and she won't let him forget it. So I didn't factor that in, but that could also be a factor in this situation as well. She also says, he's like, well, I didn't know if she really felt this way. She said traditionally in her culture, the women don't usually pursue, even if they're married, they're not like, hey, let's go to the bedroom, honey. It's supposed to be the man that's supposed to do this. So I guess it's his job from now on, but I guess she's going to have to give him some hints because it sounds like he really needs it. All right, so that's what happened. That's our recap chat. It's pretty quick here on 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way. This is actually just 1 hour long. So the recap, it was pretty quick. And, the last one I did was like over 30 minutes, and I usually don't do it that long. I hope you guys were able to hang on for those 30 minutes. I was giving like some personal thoughts as well with that last episode, which is from before the 90 days. But I can't wait to talk to you guys again as we get into another recap chat, 90 Day Fiancé. all of the different franchises. I usually focus on 2 at a time, and it looks like there's only two out at a time. And then we talk about other faith, love, and trend topics. So I'll catch you next time for whatever we're going to be into and whatever we're going to be talking about. If you have any thoughts, comments, questions, please email me at cbiztv@yahoo.com. That's cbiztv@yahoo.com. All the best, and God bless.